Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 515th episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my lovely co-host. We've got the one and only Jushiro.
Hey, you had to replace a international personality with a not so international, but still kind of weird personality.
And then we've, of course, got Sublimemanic as well.
Hello, 'tis the season.
Tis the season.
Most wonderful time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
the pumpkin spice season.
Yes.
I love October. I love Halloween.
Actually, yeah.
It's like, I'm in my element.
Yes.
I'm very happy.
Oh, we finally, first, welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007 to talk about everything Pokemon, from the video game to the trading card game to everything in between. But I want to go back to that, Sublime. We finally, in the Midwest, so like our weather transitions from like one season to another are just step functions.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that like there's just like one big storm and then it's a new season. I'm not even kidding. Like we legitimately had 80s like for the past 4 weeks. It was like low 80s, high 70s. Those were our temperatures for like the past 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday we had a giant storm run through.
And now
our highs are in the low 60s, high 50s for the next forever.
That sounds so nice.
For the next forever. And so now, so we went summer, and then I guess the universe was just like, or the weather patterns were just like, it's fall now, and which is great because I really like this. I really enjoy this weather. Actually,
yeah. I love when it starts to cool off.
The storm was a system update.
I like hoodie weather. That's my answer. I like hoodie weather.
I love the rain. I love the cold. I love the snow. I'm very that.
Yes, I'm all about being cold and snuggly.
And that's why I live in the Pacific Northwest now. To my brother Jushiro.
Yes.
It's a good time. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. What have you guys been up to lately in anything?
Not Pokemon. Admittedly.
I figured.
Not Pokemon as much. I've been all about the horror this month.
Yeah, same here. We're in standby.
Okay, but Pokemon Unite, I think you guys would enjoy that, honestly.
Yeah, I need to download it. I'll do it today for sure.
It's free to get, so you might as well get it.
Yeah.
It's a hot, constantly evolving mess, just like Pokemon.
Yes. I don't know, like
I think it's gonna stick around. It has staying power.
Moral quandaries aside.
I mean, can we talk about that Ninetales costume?
I'm talking more about Tencent, but that's...
Sure, that as well, but like, lots of questionable, you know.
Oh yeah, the Ninetales costume was ridiculous, but...
Absurd.
Yeah. The moral quandaries aside, it's a fun game. I think it's really good. It reminds me a lot of Splatoon. In the way that you just like pick it up and it's a short match. Because I've never played a MOBA before Pokemon Unite.
Same.
And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Same. And I still do.
I do sometimes take a break from it. I will say, like, sometimes I get fatigued from it. Sometimes it felt like a chore. So, it's like, you know what? I'm just going to walk away from this until it doesn't feel like a chore again.
I would agree with you. I ended up taking a break this week because I ran Ethernet through my house. And that took most of my week up. I thought it was going to take like a day. I ended up taking like 4. But that's how most home improvement projects go, I feel. Yeah, I got faster internet. I got fiber. It's exciting.
Congrats. Welcome to the fiber age. Yeah. Love fiber.
Yeah, I love my fiber internet. Honestly, the reason I did it was to pay anybody who's not Spectrum or Comcast or AT&T money.
That's valid. That's very fair.
Like I was talking with Mark from the show, and he's just like, you have overkill. You bought like the gig up and the gig down. I go, I'm making my donation to a company that is not Spectrum, AT&T or Comcast. I want them to be successful.
I wish I could get rid of Comcast.
Yeah, I have like a non-Comcast fiber network, and it's amazing.
Perfect. Yeah,
and
that's what I
it's
did.
amazing. And they lock you in for life for the price, too. So it's like super amazing.
Oh my god, I need that.
Yeah.
So the price they lock us in at life at is higher than what I have now because they like have an intro rate to like try to entice you. But even when I get to like the normal rate, it's still cheaper than I was paying Spectrum. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So it's it's absolutely ridiculous. They're charging us way too much. So so I had fast internet, and so I'm like, you know what? I have to wire up my house so that I can get fast internet everywhere. So that's what I did instead.
Yeah, we're the point here that we should do the same because now Nemesis is also working remotely, and the internet we need more power.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, you should check if you have CenturyLink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Pokemon news, though.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
I have been following my life this week has been following the despise of a certain Twitter Pokemon leaker because he keeps getting called out, and I think it's hilarious. And I've just been watching the drama unfold all week.
There's nothing better than watching a grifter fall.
Well, it's just because I have friends, right? Hi Ryan, hi everybody else, hi Mark, all those people. We have a group chat, and they always will send me this guy's tweets, and I'll be like, well, he's not a reliable source for a leak. I would not believe what he's saying.
Right.
He occasionally gets things right, and if you look at the things he does get right, it's things that happened. It's either things that are very obviously what's going to happen. Like when he called, he did back in January say Diamond and Pearl remakes are coming or something like that.
Right,
it's
but
yeah, obviously, the writing's on the wall.
That'll eventually be true, even if it wasn't.
Exactly. It's not like we've been joking about Gen 4 remakes for about 10 years already.
I'm like, this is obviously true. But then he makes predictions or he'll get things right, quote unquote, 2 days before something launches because somebody from the inside actually gave him something to leak. And probably not really, honestly. He probably got it from somewhere else and then posted it some other less known source and reposted it. He's just a clout chaser. And oh man, he's been having a heck of a week because he made some predictions about the starters in Pokemon Legends Arceus are going to get regional evolutions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And somebody called him out on it for stealing it from the Chinese Riddler, the guy that leaked Gen 7 way back in the day. And way back in the day, it's 5 years ago, but I guess 5 years is a long time.
It's a long time in video game years.
Yeah. And so he leaked Gen 7 and he took this from that. He mistranslated it, which is even funnier.
Oh, wow.
Chinese Riddler ended up yelling at him on Chinese 4chan. And oh my gosh, it is just the best drama. And watching him spiral this week has been even better.
It's a dumpster fire you just can't look away from.
Oh, I can't look away because he's so touchy. Whoever's running the account is so touchy about the criticism that they're exploding.
Yeah, they typically are.
That's why I took a step away from social media, and honestly, it's been lovely.
I've been enjoying this. I'm not participating. I'm just watching. Okay, I'm like the Watcher in the What If series on Disney Plus, and I'm not interfering. I'm just letting things happen. And oh my gosh, it's a chef kiss. I'm just watching it, and he just because he puts up a bunch of cryptic riddles, and then just one day it's just fine, if you're all gonna call me out, this is what all the cryptic riddles mean. And then
wow,
and then the next day puts out a summary tweet of all the things he thinks are that are gonna be leaks, and then he contradicts himself immediately the day after. And
well, then why does anyone give this any attention?
I don't know. He's got 100-some thousand followers on Twitter, and I'm just like, man, this is hilarious to watch. This is a good spiral. It's a good spiral. Our PokeLeaks makes fun of him a lot, so it's a good time. But man, I don't know why anybody gives him attention. I want to watch him implode so that my friend stops sending me his tweets.
Right, so people
That's all I
want. Taking him seriously.
I don't want people sending me things, and then when I say no, that's probably wrong, they go, well, you don't have any proof otherwise. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know that fairies don't exist either, but I'm pretty sure. Oh.
That's what's happening all around the country nowadays.
It really
you can
feels
be
that
an
way.
expert. The experts are no longer listened to, right? It's all about who's your favorite person.
I don't want to call myself a Pokemon expert for two reasons. One, humility. Two, the shame. So, but it's,
Sorry.
I'm in the community, very invested, right? And I pay attention about what's going on. Some weeks I don't play as much Pokemon as I would like to. Mostly, like I said, this week I was busy trying to make my internet better so that I could do more Pokemon content faster and better.
But now everything will be even more Pokemon because of it. So it's a short term, big payoff.
Yeah.
It was a short-term loss, a big payoff. Yeah, I mean the problem is like I'm gonna like get back to content this week, and then I'm gonna go on vacation next week. So that's really gonna suck.
Well, next week, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going on vacation next week, so everybody watch out for that. Thatch will be gone, kind of. I'll probably still be in Discord because I got nothing better to do. Maybe I'll read some books. That's my vacation. Read some books. All right.
I mean, staycations are still great.
Oh, absolutely. It's just some time off. But on that note, let's take it on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music.
Coming to you live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. The news has a few things to talk about, but not much, honestly. It's actually starting to slow down. I mean, we are.
Literally the definition of a slow news week.
Well, to be fair, it is like a month away for BDSP. So once that happens, one, I assume the Legends Arceus news is just going to ramp up after that.
Yes.
Because they're going to try to hype that game up as much as they can. Because it's coming out in January of all times.
Really weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. Well, I think that's an issue for a lot of people because of COVID. Like, this is just like going back to like Thatch passions and explaining, but like Wizards of the Coast D&D products, they wanted to launch a new book bundle.
Yeah.
This Christmas, but they couldn't, so it's launching in January as well.
Yeah. Well,
because of the COVID supply chain.
Oh, okay. That makes totally sense. I was going to say that I've noticed for a couple of years that some video game companies do prefer to launch games in January because it's like a vacuum since it's after Christmas. People are like, there's not much out there new. And they were starting to release like games in early January and February, but the whole COVID thing sounds like it.
Yeah, and there might be like multiple reasons for why it's being released in January. I just think they wanted BDSP to get all the Christmas sales, and because this is more experimental.
Oh, I think BDSP is 100% a safety net.
Exactly.
They wanted to do a safe remake before they saw if their like crazy new ideas were good. Because honestly, I think the remake idea is kind of boring at this point, especially if they're going to get to the point where like we're going to get quote unquote like virtual console type stuff. Who cares about the remakes, right? Like, I'm okay with just having whatever, because especially like the grid based ones, it makes it really hard to do that in 3D. It's just a pain in the butt. So I don't blame them, especially if they're going to give us new cool things. I'm all for Pokemon Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah.
All right, so on to some actual
Pokemon Monster
news.
Hunter of the Wild, like I'm very here for that.
Yeah. So the Pokemon 25, the album has finally released. I was unaware that it hadn't.
Yeah. Wait,
but
what songs does this have? Because if it doesn't have On Your Way to Viridian City, I'm just not.
I'm going to be. It's not. It's really disappointing, actually. The album's actually really disappointing. It's
more like a compilation.
Yeah, it's such a really weird thing because none of it has. It's all like vaguely Pokemon.
It's like the sparkling water of Pokemon, just Pokemon with a hint of Pokemon.
It's music with a hint of Pokemon. Yes, maybe like less than a hint. You're just like, are you sure this water's flavored? That's kind of how it feels. Also, they absolutely 100% missed out on the opportunity to. They missed out on the opportunity to put 25 songs on the Pokemon 25 album. And
that is astonishingly bad. They really should have done that.
Right? They did I think that's my biggest problem with that album.
I feel like they could have gotten more people to do it too. You know, Ariana Grande has a tattoo of Eevee on her.
Right? I'm surprised Ariana Grande did not make it. But yeah, it's like 14 songs, and barely any of them have anything to do with Pokemon. Wow. And it's very confusing. One of them is a Hootie and the Blowfish cover by Post Malone. And
wow.
It's
good for him. I'm here for it. That's fine. J Balvin, love his track. Love Phases by Jax Jones. Love Art Show by Tara. There's some bops, you know. There's something for everyone too, because it's pretty diverse.
It's all right. It's like it's an okay album. I wouldn't be like,
go listen to find like the 2 songs you're gonna like.
Yes. It's just such like a weird album that didn't need to exist. Like, this is a really bad and weird marketing thing, I feel like.
I think it worked though, because like they got some big names that made some like really weird things that got a lot of attention.
I'm just surprised who they associated with on this one, honestly. Like, I never
same.
I never thought Pokemon would be like, yeah, Post Malone. Why not? Like,
yeah, I know you used to call me on my cell phone, but like very that like, I'm like interesting choices. Yeah,
I'm more upset that they didn't like do any covers of an actual Pokemon song. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, they could have just had like one cover of like the Pokemon theme song on this album,
right,
and we're good. Yeah. You know. But it's whatever. It's fine. We're done.
Yeah, I appreciate what they were going for. They did something different, you know?
They tried.
Yeah, it's different.
I wonder if the PR team just had like a bunch of like Katy Perry and Post Malone fans on it. And it was just like, yeah, this is a really good idea. We promise.
Yeah, let's get them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious. The thing is, Pokemon is literally 25 years old. Plenty of people who are artists and adults enjoyed it at some point, you know? So
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I would believe that everybody on this album was actually a Pokemon fan.
I would too.
I would believe that. But yes, go ahead, Jushiro. Give us this next piece.
Of course. Although not been officially announced, signage indicates that the shiny Sassian and Samacenta, which I've always had problem pronouncing, will be released through serial code at GameStop beginning October 22. Keep an eye out this as an official announcement. I'm just really surprised that GameStop is still a thing.
I know,
their stock prices are actually really high right now.
There's
for
that.
totally legitimate reasons.
Yes, there is that.
It's a joke. There has been an official announcement since P. McGee has actually written this, and that and between the time P. McGee filled out this sheet and us recording the show, Shiny Zacian will be available at GameStop for people who own Pokemon Shield only from October 22nd. Yeah, from October 22nd to November 11th. And then Shiny Zamazenta is available from November 12th to the 26th, only for Pokemon Sword. However, if you are a patron of PUCL at the proper level, we will be giving these out starting in early November. Only because I'm going on vacation next week, and I don't want to like have to run the bot remotely, which is very hard to do. So we will be distributing those in early November for all of you. The Shiny Zacian and Shiny Zamazenta.
Stay tuned
as we get them. So keep an eye out for that.
They're kind of pretty. I like them.
I lost my Switch, or it got stolen. I don't know. It just doesn't appear. So I kind of lost all my shinies, lost everything because I had it not in the bank, but in the
Actually,
game.
I think there's a way to somewhat recover that. Well, no, because you can't cloud save Pokemon. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm done. So I need to go back and start collecting all of it all over again, which is exciting.
It's both exciting and terrifying.
I'm sorry. The tears were coming out. But anyway, it's still exciting. It's still exciting.
Yeah. All right, Sublime, tell us this next part.
I mean, for the two of you that were into it, Pokemon Cafe Remix is coming out on the 28th of October, so, you know.
I like that P. McGee wrote that this is technically news. He's not wrong.
I'm confused why that's not on your phone. Why is it just for the Switch? That's so weird to me.
Something that didn't make it here is that Series 11 was announced for Swish. Series 11, which starts in November. It's going to be literally the same thing that we are now with Pokemon, where you can have one restricted. However, Dynamax does return, which is probably a big womp womp for a lot of people. You guys weren't here when I discussed it, but so there were 3 times where they saw a bump in the VGC and BSS ladders on the in terms of player numbers.
Right.
During the lifetime of Sword and Shield, there were 3 times. I'm going to tell you the 3 times. 1, when Isle of Armor came out, there was a bump. 2, when Crown Tundra came out, there was a bump. And the 3rd time was when they got rid of Dynamax from the rule set.
Oh, wow.
That's so funny.
Isn't that hilarious?
Honestly, yes.
Wow.
It's almost like people don't want it.
Yeah.
It's almost like we had better options before.
Yeah.
It's fine. Let's not talk about that.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk.
I just wanted to mention that everybody you have facts. You have facts that you can use. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about some Pokemon Go now because it's Spoopy month. And there's plenty to talk. It's Spoopy month. Halloween Mischief event is now active and is running until October 31st. Galarian Slowking, Pumpkaboo, Gourgeist, Phantup, and Trevenant are now available. Pikachu, Piplup, and Drifblim in Halloween attire that can also be shiny. That's fine. We don't need that.
Yeah.
Event runs in 2 parts. Both events will have 2 times transfer candies, 2 times catch candies, 2 times hatch candy, and a guaranteed Candy XL when walking with your buddy. There will be Lavender Town music at night each day. Oh, that's kind of cute.
That is adorable.
If you play with anything on, all right? Like
Part 1 releases Galarian Slowking through research and unlocks a stage at the Misunderstood Mischief Special Research. Various other spooky Pokemon will have higher appearance rates during the event in the wild, raids, and in eggs, and that runs from October 15th until October 22nd. Part 2 releases Pumpkaboo, Gourgeist, Phantump, and Trevenant, as well as another stage of the Misunderstood Mischief Special Research. The Misunderstood Mischief is the part to get Hoopa. I think Hoopa Unbound at this point. It'll be at the end. Various other but different spooky Pokemon will also have a higher appearance rate, raids, appearances, and appear more frequently in eggs, blah, blah, blah. And that runs from the 22nd until the 31st.
Nice.
Which is
I'm all in for
exciting.
Halloween events in all games, so please.
Yes,
enjoy.
make everything Halloween. Halloween all the time.
Yes.
Halloween's just like, I don't know, it's like a feel-good holiday. It's not like
It's the best holiday.
I don't know about best.
It's
I feel like they're all good in their own ways.
It's high up there though. Halloween is just it's
top tier. It's top tier.
Yeah. It's just a time for everyone who likes spooky stuff and everyone who just likes to dress up.
Absolutely.
And everyone who just likes candy, and there's just a little bit for everyone.
Halloween is top tier. It's definitely top tier up there with Christmas and or whatever holiday you celebrate in the winter.
Right.
Honestly, I think we should just get rid of November as a month. Extend December by half the time. Extend October by half the time. Just more Halloween, more Christmas. Those are the only 2 that people want.
You would love Puerto Rico Sublime because Christmas starts.
I would. I'd rather have like 3 months of October, but I get that not everyone wants that.
Christmas starts in October in Puerto Rico and doesn't end until early February.
Oh, damn.
All right, let's move on. Sublime, I'll let you finish.
All right. Well, Niantic's doing some more stuff because, they're always busy over there. So they've got a new feature coming to Pokemon Go, and that is the ability to power up a Pokestop or a gym. And you do this by scanning it in AR. And so when a Pokestop is powered up, it gives better items and rarer items, but only lasts a certain amount of time. The higher the level, the better the benefits and the longer it will last. And they're testing it in New Zealand for level 20 or higher players. It'll be coming to the US later this year, though, so,
We'll see how that goes. All right, and that's going to be it for the news. I don't think there's a lot of Puckle news other than the Zacian and Zamazenta shiny stuff that's coming in November.
And you want it.
That will be a Patreon exclusive thing, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I don't like being yelled at. Well, we do those things, and then people come into the Discord and they get very entitled. Because those bots aren't stable, they go down a lot. And then somebody will come in and be like, "Why is the bot down?" And they'll tag me 3 times and ask me why, and I'll be at work. So I don't like that. So it'll be a Patreon thing.
Even if darks are your favorite type of Pokemon, don't be a Karen. Okay, be something else.
On that note, though, we're going to go ahead and switch it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz. We're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And welcome to PUCL's Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz your co-host on Pokemon knowledge. Thank you for that introduction. So you all know the rules. From that, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Our first question is going to come this week from Sly, and he wants to know what 2 Pokemon in the same family are next to each other in the National Dex, but have an evolutionary stage in between them. So it's 2 Pokemon that are next to each other in the National Dex, but there is an evolutionary stage in between them. Who are they?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
It sounds like someone who was just one Pokemon and then it had a baby and an evolution after the fact.
Okay, so it's like a beginning form and a final form. Oh yeah, it does sound like it would be like a baby stage after the fact.
Yeah.
But it's between them, so it can't be.
That's what I mean. That's the question, though, right? It has a initial and a final, but it has an evolution in between, but it's in a different Pokedex. I would assume it means that the middle one started out first. It was the original, and then they made a baby and an evolution after the fact.
So that's just to confirm that we're understanding the question correct. These Pokemon are from the same line, but they're not like direct. One evolves into the other.
Yes, they're all part of the same line, but one of them.
Oh, I think I figured it out. No, that can't be it. I was thinking it might be Cosmo one because there's 2 final forms, but no, we're thinking of a middle form that's missing, and it would not be that. Never mind. Back to the drawing board. Dang.
I'm thinking like maybe Chansey, because then Blissey and...
But Chansey would be the one that should be missing then.
Right, because it's different...
Because Chansey's the middle stage.
Right. Isn't that the question?
Yes.
Well, no, because Chansey, Blissey, and Happiny are all in different parts of the Dex.
Oh, Happiny and Blissey are in different...
Happinny's Gen 4, Blissey is Gen 2, and then Chansey's Gen 1.
Then
they are nowhere near each other in the National Dex.
Yeah.
That is a weird question. Oh, no, not that. This is a surprisingly challenging question.
Yeah, and soon Q, that's the saying.
Yeah, I think my Poke knowledge brain has gone from insane to inane. I've just melted.
I need an answer. You do have the hint, but I don't know if you want to use it on question 1.
I don't know that I want to use the hint on question 1. Ugh.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the type at least or something.
What do you want to hit on?
Well, do you want the hint or do you want to just give me an answer?
I don't have an answer.
You're gonna hit yourself.
Oh,
that's what I think. Oh, I'm gonna feel so dumb.
You're gonna hit yourself.
I don't want to hit myself. Maybe we should take the hint.
Yeah, it's too embarrassing at this point.
Yeah, you know what? Just give us the hint. I can't be bothered.
This is a grass poison type Pokemon.
Oh.
And the middle evolution's in Gen 3.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's Roserade and Badoo. Because Roselia was the middle stage, which came first, not after.
But that's what I was saying, yeah. Before, and then they added...
Jushiro had the right train of thought. That is correct, though. It is Buttyrred Roserade. That is the only Pokemon to ever gain both a pre-evolution and an evolution in the same generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. They should do it more often.
I think we're done with that, honestly, outside of the regional evolutions, because they don't want to break things.
And no more babies, please.
Can't be bothered. What are they gonna break? They're not including anything anymore, so just add what you want.
I call it the Eviolite problem. That's what I call it.
I mean, honestly, if it got too bad, they'd just get rid of Eviolite. They've gotten rid of other things.
They should. They honestly should.
If you can get rid of some other, if you can get rid of Hidden Power, you can get rid of Eviolite.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Next question, though, is going to come to you from the British Gent.
Ah, sir.
Oh, wait, do you want a manga question or an anime question? Maybe we won't do the British Gent, because he asked a manga question.
Never read the manga, so I mean...
I read only Yellow, Red, the first two.
Okay, you want the anime question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our odds are slightly better there.
In the Pokemon anime, what is the first Pokemon to explicitly demonstrate an ability? The fact that a Pokemon is using its ability is remarked upon. This Pokemon, I will give you the free hint because I think this is a very hard question.
Yes.
It was also revealed prior to its generation in the anime, and in a color that's not available in the game.
Oh, that's weird. I'm feeling Blaziken.
I feel like I remember the episode because I made a mental note. I do remember recalling like, oh, they finally called back to abilities. In the show, they referenced it. But I do
Must have been
recall.
Brock, huh? I bet it was Brock.
Someone referenced an actual ability from the game. It was during a gym battle, I think it was. And not Series 1. It was way after in the anime. I just don't remember the Pokemon and the place, but I know when it happened. For whatever reason, I'm thinking a rock type, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's Roxanne.
Maybe.
Because abilities were introduced in Generation 3.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it couldn't be because I don't think Nosepass was revealed before, like, the rest of Gen 3. That's kind of...
The episode this Pokemon was revealed in also had, 2 of them were in that episode. One was the color that we got, and the other one was a color we didn't get of this Pokemon.
Now I'm more confused.
And they had the worst names. They had the worst nicknames. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Like, absolutely the worst. This is also a weird Pokemon in its generation. It's kind of special. There's a finite number of them that you can catch.
A finite number of them that you can catch?
Yeah, in the game that they're introduced in.
In Generation 3.
You need a special item to get them.
You're being extra generous, Thatch. I appreciate it.
Oh, maybe it's, well, it sounds really hard.
Ooh. Wait, it needs a special item to get them, and you can only get them a couple of times? Gen 3? Yep. This all sounds so freaking familiar.
Oh my gosh. I can't give you any more.
I know.
Oh, I don't recall. I'm so sorry.
What's limited in Gen 3?
In Gen 3?
That's not like a legend, you know?
Yeah.
What's the pre-evolution of Snorlax? Munchlax.
That's Munchlax. I thought that was Gen 4, though.
That's Gen 4?
That is Gen 4.
I don't know.
I give up. We've been terrible today.
I need you to give me any kind of guess. Just give me a name. Give me a Pokemon.
Puccina.
Pucciana
It's not that.
is incorrect. The answer is Kecleon.
Oh, that ugly thing. Oh, that's the same damn trainer I was thinking, too, because he had a Blaziken, didn't he?
He did, but it was actually, it was then, Kecleon actually was introduced, like, way earlier than that, like, right after Ash got, like, his 5th gym badge in Johto. There's, like, an episode where they're on blimps, and there's, like, a purple Kecleon and a green Kecleon running around, and we never got the purple Kecleon.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that. I don't remember that.
I remember that episode and being like, that's weird. That was back when, like, they used to give us, like, the cool, like, things in the anime, like, oh, here's a new Pokemon in the anime before it came out.
Yeah. Like when they introduced Donphan before Gen 2 went out.
Or Meryl. We love a Meryl moment.
It's probably when, like, Pokemon actually, like, knew what they were, like, thinking of marketing-wise, and instead of just being, like, annual release.
It was a different time.
Yeah. All right. So, next question is your Pokedex entry question. I'm going to give you a Pokedex entry. You let me know what Pokemon that is. If you get it wrong on the first guess, I'll get you a second entry. If you get it right on the first guess, you get 2 points.
Okay. We need it.
So this one is going to come to you from Skullmane Banky. Its Ultra Sun Pokedex entry states, while it has powerful jaws, it doesn't care for disputes, so it rarely has a chance to display their might. Who's that Pokemon?
With his powerful
Ultra
jaw
Sun.
makes me think that
Ultra
it's... Are the fossils? How many is the,
I don't think any of the fossils wouldn't care for a dispute that have a powerful jaw. I personally, like, the first thing I think of is Tyrantrum, and I feel like Tyrantrum enjoys a dispute, to be honest.
Yes, that's what I was thinking as well, yeah. Who else has powerful jaws? Who is known for bites?
What about Bruxish?
Bruxish, oof. I don't know anything about that one, as in Pokemon, Pokedex-wise.
I don't either, but I feel like that one has a good jaw, right?
Oh, I don't think it's known for having a good jaw.
Yeah, I don't think that's what its Pokedex entry would be about either.
Yeah.
But it's Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon,
Powerful jaw won't do it because it can't be bothered to fight.
Can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered. So who's lazy and has a powerful jaw?
That's what I'm saying. Myself, but that's another story.
Snap. Oh man, powerful jaw, lazy. The only thing that's coming to mind is the slacking line, but I don't think that's it.
Let's guess Bruxis, just because it's from that era, so maybe.
Yeah.
I'm either thinking that or like Sandile.
I need an answer right now. I'm going to take your next answer.
Sandile.
Okay, let's go with Sandile.
Sandile is incorrect.
Oh.
The next entry.
All right, give us another.
It's Ultra Moon Pokedex entry states. These are both entries not from its original generation. Although it's popular with young people, this Pokemon is timid and sensitive, so it's totally incompetent as a watchdog.
Oh, watchdog. I'm starting to think it might be maybe a Gramble?
This Pokemon's not in Sword and Shield.
This Pokemon is not in Sword and Shield. Okay. So it's a dog.
I'm thinking maybe Gramble.
Oh, yes.
Gramble is very lazy looking. He got that pug face. He can't be bothered, but he got that giant jaw.
Giant jaw. You're right.
Giant jaw. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with that. That makes logical sense.
Granbull is correct.
Oof,
yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you, dog. Especially with the popular with young people. He's like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
You guys are 2 for 3. So our next question is going to be from the one and only Professor Snag.
Ooh, Professor Snag.
There are 3 answers. For each answer, I will give you a point. You will have 2 strikes and then you're out. Or I guess 3 strikes and then you're out. You get 2 wrong answers. The 3rd wrong answer means you're done.
Okay.
So in every mainline Pokemon game, including Let's Go, you have a starter Pokemon, which might evolve during the game. Hopefully it does. Including Mega Evolutions, what types have the starter Pokemon never been?
Oh.
There are 3 answers. Eevee does not count, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thank you. That's good. That's good information.
Okay, so if Eevee does not count, then normal.
Eevee's not a real starter. Get out of here.
Yeah. If there's not a choice between the 3, don't talk to me, they said. Okay.
Yes.
So normal.
Yeah. We've never had a normal.
Have you ever had an electric? If Eevee doesn't count, I'm assuming Pikachu doesn't count either.
Ooh, well, that depends on the rules, because if Eevee doesn't count, yeah, Pikachu shouldn't, so yeah, we don't have an electric.
Pikachu counts. Pikachu counts.
Okay, so Pikachu counts. Well, I mean, if Eevee don't count, why is Pikachu count?
Yellow version.
Okay, that's
we'll say
true.
that.
That's true. Okay. Fair enough.
Because when Eevee's your starter in Let's Go, it can't evolve anyway, so...
That is true. That is true. And that was dumb as well. So yeah, so then it would be a normal. It would be... Do we have a rock? I feel like we do.
Do we?
Oh, okay. There are 4 answers then if we don't include Eevee. I see what he did. Never mind. So normal counts.
Okay, got it.
There are 4 answers, so we'll give you the normal. Normal is correct. We'll give you that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Rock... I don't think Rock has one.
Yeah, I don't think we have a rock starter.
Are you locking that in?
Do you want to lock it in,
Maybe?
I don't recall.
I mean, yeah, we're talking like regular types of starters, right?
Yeah, starter types, yeah.
Wait, are we missing like a mega? Let me just go over like the megas in my mind real quick.
Megas are included, yes.
Yeah, that's why. It was like, did something gain a type that I'm not thinking about?
I don't think anything
I don't think so. Not rock.
Yeah, I don't think anything.
Is rock one of them?
Rock is correct.
Yes.
So that's 2. There are 2 more. I only need 1 more and you get all 3 points.
Okay. Let's see.
Poison. Here. Do we have a poison starter?
Venusaur.
Yes, of course. Venusaur.
Yeah.
We have a ghost. We have a fairy.
I'm thinking ice.
Do we not have an ice?
They've never let you have
you're
ice.
Right.
Yeah, let's do ice.
Ice.
Ice is correct. That is 3 points.
They know it's such garbage defensively they couldn't. They just know they couldn't.
The other one you didn't get, it was bug.
I was gonna guess bug next.
Yeah.
So that is correct. So that is 3 points. So you guys are 5 for 4. Your next question is your base stat question, as always, and this one is going to come to you from Gliscor Gamer. What grass type Pokemon has the lowest attack stat of grass type Pokemon?
Oh man, the type I use.
Oh, I bet it's Ferroseed. I bet it's Pharaoh Seed.
Do you think it's Pharaoh Seed? I will definitely
Physical
go with whatever
attack.
you say.
This is physical attack.
Oh, physical attack. Physical attack. Sunkern has terrible everything.
That is true. Is there a special attacking that we might be forgetting that has like stupid low attack, but we don't care because it only uses special moves?
I can't think of one that would be like the lowest, right? But I know like Sunkern is like 30 across the board.
Yeah.
Which is real bad.
These are final evolutions, or it's like could be any of the evolution line, Thatch.
I mean, lowest attack of all grass type Pokemon. It can be anything.
Okay. What about Badoo? Since
Grass type. Oh, Badoo. I thought you said Bidoof.
sorry, no, Badoo. You gotta work with my accent here.
I heard Bidoof because I have Gen 4 on the brain.
What do you think, Sublime?
I feel like those are both really good choices. I don't know this one, so yeah, whichever.
Pick something. I need you to pick something.
Let's go with Badoo.
Badoo.
Badoo and Sunkern are both tied and unfortunately both incorrect.
Oh.
There is one lower than them. They are tied for second lowest with a number of other
Well,
Pokemon.
second lowest is pretty good.
Cottony has a base attack of 27.
Right.
Whimsicott, how could you betray us
Whimsicott,
like that?
yep.
Dang.
The next Pokemon are Sunkern, Badoo, Lotad, and Bounsweet. All have 30.
Oh, so close.
And then Hoppip, Cherubi, Petlil, I always get that one wrong, and Morlul are at 35. So that gives you guys 5 points today for everything.
Could have been worse.
I feel like that's the average.
Is actually pretty good. So that's not too bad. That actually does change up the standings pretty well. Actually,
Ooh.
everybody's still pretty low because we reset not too long ago. So tied for first place, we have Seth Vilo and Sublime with 12 points.
Ooh, nice.
Tied for third, we have Whimsicott and Mark with 10 points. In fifth place, we have Linian with 7. In sixth place, we have our Sigma with 6. And tied for seventh, we have Claude9 and Jushiro with 5.
Yeah.
Everybody else has yet to get on the board. So that's, there you go. We're getting it. We're getting pretty close there.
Aye.
All right. That is going to be it for PUCL's Poke Quiz. We will have more for you next week, so be ready for that. On that note, we're going to kick it on over to the topic. Hey guys, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our Patreon. Everybody at the $10 tier plus will be getting physical green Tauros badges once we hit $850 a month. Once we do that, we can do a host of other things. It helps out the show. But if you can't do it, don't worry about it. We just appreciate you guys listening to the show. So we're going to kick it on over now to the Pokemon of the episode. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is going to be all of the previews question mark of BDSP. It is an odd preview that happened this week. I watched a couple of them because all of the outlets got them at the same time, but they were all like 5 minutes long because it's such a weird thing that happened. They usually do this beforehand. They let people come in and play the game for like 45 minutes to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Then they can ask questions to the developers, or not really the developers, the PR staff that's letting them play. Here are some things that we got out of it. None of these are surprising, by the way, because all of this was announced beforehand. And I just wanted to kind of go over it, and we can talk about... so they said this was a faithful remake with like Gen 5 or Gen 8 quality of life updates. They were just like, oh, you can access the Pokemon PC box wherever. Okay, that makes sense. That was a good quality of life upgrade.
That definitely
Sure.
was.
Because who needs to go to a Pokemon Center to access the PC? Not really.
That's not
Like,
something to be complimented. That's something that should be expected.
And then they said autosave returns. However, just like Sword and Shield, you're going to see this just like Sword and Shield statement very often. Autosave can be disabled. That way you can properly do your Nuzlocks and everything. You can do that. Experience share affects all the Pokemon in the party, just like Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
And also, just like Sword and Shield, cannot be disabled.
I really didn't mind that. I don't know what the...
I don't mind it. The only thing that worries me is Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Where it was definitely built so that you didn't have that kind of experience share. And so you can overlevel the trainers very easily with experience share on.
Yeah.
In Gen 6. And it looks so far like they have not like made any adjustments to any of the trainers in Diamond and Pearl in BDSP. It looks like they're using their Diamond and Pearl stats and not like the enhanced Platinum stats, which also people are up in an uproar about. Which I'm just like, guys, have you not paid attention to Pokemon?
Right.
In the past forever, because they made several comments about Auraz and how they wanted to just make it Ruby and Sapphire and not make it Emerald.
Right. So this one, basically, they wanted Diamond and Pearl, but not Platinum.
Yeah, we'll see. We probably will get some kind of Platinum hint at the end. Like, I imagine there's something akin to the Delta episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine there's something akin to a Delta episode at the end, just like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. There's no way they make it like pure remake, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely going to be something. The thing that has been semi-controversial that I'm not too worried about for a number of reasons, and I kind of want to discuss it with you guys, is that TMs are returning to single use.
I heard.
Boo! That's not convenient. Yeah, it's a true remake, but should it be?
Well, so it's like Gen 8. Gen 8, like I would say most of the TMs, the proper TMs in Gen 8 were awful. And then the TRs had all the good moves. Like Earthquake, for literally all of the existence of Pokemon up to Gen 7, was always TM26. It no longer is TM26 in Gen 8.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that change, personally. Yeah, I don't like the TR switch. I get that there's pros and cons to it. I don't like it.
I don't have an issue with it, but I am also coming from like a position of privilege as like somebody that people want to play Pokemon with.
Right, yeah. When you have lots of people to play Pokemon, it's kind of like nowadays it feels like a cheat.
Because I can play Pokemon, so like I just played a bunch of raids with a bunch of people. I have all of the TRs I could ever want. Also, other people, but for somebody who's just like playing on their own and doesn't have a community like we do, I can see that being an issue. I think the inference is that it might be something you can like quote unquote mine in the underground. It sounds like they said it was going to be easily replenishable. It's not going to be like one per file like it was back in Gen 4. Hey, I got to say
Wait a second. If they're tying it to the underground, sign me up, because that's like my favorite thing about the
underground. I think the underground's going to be like the number one thing for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I love the underground. I can't get enough of it.
That looks like how you're going to get a lot of Pokemon that weren't in the Diamond and Pearl decks.
Right.
But are in the original 493. There still hasn't been a confirmation if it's going to go beyond the 493. Because I still see a world in which you can transfer the stuff from Legends Arceus to Swish.
I think so too. If we can do it from Go, come on, why wouldn't they do it with Arceus?
I think they should do it for Swish anyway, so that you could see Weirdeer in the VGC championships or something.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, I have my fingers crossed. Like I'm like pessimistically hoping, if that makes sense, right? like I want this to happen, and I think there's reasons for it to happen, but if it doesn't happen, I don't want to be sad.
Yeah.
That's where I am with everything Pokemon, you know?
I mean, if they did it and they finished out the national decks in Sword and Shield by the time Gen 9 came out, I would have a lot of faith restored in them as a company.
Well, like, okay, so let's say that they do that, which I would appreciate. That would be a best case scenario.
I think it's a good olive branch.
Let's think of it this way, though. We know that, I would assume that the next game to come out is going to be Gen 9, right?
Absolutely.
So that means we had, out of how long was Gen 8? How many years was Gen 8? Like 3? So we'd get it for maybe less than a year tops? I'm not compelled by that.
I think the reason we didn't get the stuff in Sword and Shield was because there were development issues, which is probably definitely true of even Legends Arceus and BDSP. So I believe there were issues getting the models properly ported over. Like when they dropped the models and everybody was going over the hashtag Game Freak Lied stuff.
Yeah.
I think if you look at some of the models, some of them are slightly different, just slightly. And I honestly think that's because they had the original files and couldn't import them into whatever new software properly, and they literally remade them. And that's why you see this. I kid you not. That's 100% my belief.
Okay.
My belief is that there's always going to be production issues at this point because of
I think they need a year off.
Frequently.
I think they need a year off to catch their breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, for me, BDSP, I have zero enthusiasm about it. If I play it, I play it. Part of it being a true remake is okay, well, I already did the first. Why am I doing it again?
Exactly.
But the other thing is, it feels very Pokemon Madden 2021.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
is
wrong.
Where we're at with these yearly releases.
I don't think the yearly release cycle is beneficial at this point. the problem is it's still selling, right? Like Sword and Shield are going to sell, are going to break gold and silver's numbers.
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen.
The best outcome we can pray for would be that eventually they get the message that instead of just putting out a game every year, just do more DLCs, like update the game. Like,
it's too profitable. I mean, that would help.
Yeah,
I think that should help. Just because then you're not developing a full game, you're just doing a section.
Exactly.
And I think Crown Tundra and Isle of Armor were some of the best things to come out.
There's a lot of criticism on Swish, and I understand that. I personally think it's one of the best. I love it. But DLCs were one of the things that everyone has to agree somewhere matter that was, we were really doubtful that DLCs were, like, when they announced that it's gonna have DLCs, there was some negativity around it. And then suddenly it became like, no shit, this is really good. They should keep doing this. And,
no, they really should.
I mean, I'd rather have that than a third version. Like, genuinely, I'd rather have that than a third version.
I think the DLC did a very good job. I think it showed us what it could have been. I still, like, I don't know. It just we keep coming back to this story of like, oh, this feels rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to, like, constantly produce because it makes too much money, yeah. You know what? Pokemon is # suffering from success.
It kind of is. I mean, this happens with a lot of businesses, too.
It's
just when you start getting to a certain size.
Too big.
It's just really hard to make that transition. And I would even argue, like, it comes down to some people's managements as well. And I don't want to, like, call any of them out because they do work really hard.
Because, like, we are getting a Pokemon game basically every year.
Yeah.
I mean, how many, and not just one, they've been really ramping up the production of other games, I feel like, consistently. Like, we've got Legends of Arceus in January. Personally, the Pokemon game I was most excited for this year already came out, and it was the new Pokemon Snap, which is amazing.
I need to get into that still.
Right, like, they keep having so many things, and it was good. It was good DLC, and it was free. Thank you.
I mean, that's a different developer. It's not Game Freak.
This is a different developer as well, is it not?
Okay, so kind of. I want to know, I kind of wonder if it's kind of like a Creatures Inc. type deal, where we have Creatures Inc. who's just like, yeah, we run support for Pokemon, essentially.
I think it's more like a Smash Brothers deal where it's with Bandai. Namco, sorry.
Maybe.
Where it's like...
My only worry is that the company that's doing it is Ilka, and I believe the only game that Ilka has under its belt, and we're going to put game very loosely, is Pokemon Home.
Okay.
I see.
They built a menu management software, and let's be honest, it's not like the best management software. And so it's like I want to know, because like they also still have Junichi Masuda like as running as producer on that title as well, for better or for worse. I really feel bad for Junichi Masuda, because I kind of feel like what happened with him was he really put his heart and soul in like Black and White. And then that just got shot down when it came out, because it was trying to do a soft reboot. And I don't think people really want a soft reboot of Pokemon. And which I think is a fair criticism of the game at the time. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Oh, no. So Ilka has actually worked on things other than the poor management software that is Pokemon Home. They have worked on Metal Gear Rising.
Okay.
Yakuza 0.
Oh, that's a great game.
Okay.
That's a great game.
Yeah, that's a very pretty game.
Nier Automata.
Also a great game.
Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown.
I don't play Jet Fighters, but I understand they're good.
And Dragon Quest 11.
Bro, they have a legit...
Wow, okay, that's a good resume.
Yeah, that's a legit resume. We're talking about really good games in there, yeah.
You know what? I don't feel bad anymore. Never mind. This episode has changed my mind on Ilka. I just think they're bad at like menu management.
Yeah, they're bad at management, but at least their game history is pretty good. They might be able to
make a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, because I wonder if not TPCI but maybe TPCI or Game Freak is going to try to pivot in that direction. I think there's definitely something to be said about the direction they're going. And I mean, one, I wish they were more transparent about it. Like, I would really love you know how we get like the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline? Like, hey, we're going to release these movies in like the next 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want that for Pokemon.
Yeah. This is the plan in the next 3 years. Yeah.
I want a longer term plan than here's the next game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I want to know what they're trying to do. Because at this point, I don't know, I don't know how many people are like us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always wonder that. how many Pokemon fans are like the ultra Pokemon fans that we are?
That's a nice question.
And maybe not how many, but like, what's the percentage? I imagine a lot of people listening to this show are like in that group as well.
Yeah.
I want to know what like the percentage is. Like, there are 20 million copies sold or whatever of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Pokemon Sword is like way outnumbering Shield, by the way, because they did a really bad job splitting that up, in my opinion. But I really want to know what the choices are there.
In my gamer life, there's been one recent switch, pardon the pun, where I didn't realize me going that direction. If you would have asked me this 5 or 6 years, I would have told you like, what are you talking about? It's ridiculous. And I find myself coming back more to mobile games than these.
I totally understand
one-time deal. Here's a game like everyone always wanted. I want a game with everything there and nothing else. I don't want to buy DLC. And I find that those games,
the landscape has just evolved so much.
Exactly. Those type of games, it's just you play once and you're done, and then you never come back to it because that's it. That you've did everything you did and there's nothing else. And then these mobile games are coming up with monthly things like to keep you enticed and like new characters, new stuff. I wish console gaming would turn more towards that.
Be careful what you wish for, though.
I think Pokemon's taken steps towards that, to be fair. Like, I think Sword and Shield took steps towards that.
Yeah, because I want a game where I can look forward to, like, for example, one of the games I'm really stuck is Marvel Strike Force. Now, it's not a perfect game, I know that, but I'm really hooked on it, and the reason why I'm hooked on it is because a game that every month they introduce new characters, and it's always exciting to come back to those characters.
Yeah, the curse of the gacha.
They kind of can do that with Pokemon, right?
One thing with Pokemon they have been doing, is every time they have the seasons where the rules change for the battling, and that's been very cool. Yeah,
I think also just with the ability to add the Pokemon like they were doing, where that would change things up because you got new toys to play with. Yeah. I think that was also very interesting.
I want like the next one. I know people with the decks and all that. We're not going to get into that, but if they plan to do the same thing where they were like. Phase 1, this is the first 150. Then phase 2, this is the second 150. That would be amazing.
See all that. I think literally a roadmap when they announced Exit would have made a world of difference. I also think not putting it at the end of a treehouse randomly and not saying it anywhere else would have come off.
Oh, that was intentional. They know what they were doing.
I think it was a PR disaster. I still think because that happened, and I think there is some like brand issues after that happens as well. That's why, because like TPCI after that like moved in like right next door to actual Nintendo or something like that, or Game Freak did. I think it's because they want to watch the brand to make sure that the brand's not going to like do something stupid. No, I honestly think so. Yeah, I honestly think so.
You think Nintendo has them on a shorter leash?
I think they probably did. That's my thought. I think Nintendo put Game Freak on a shorter leash.
Yeah, you know. I will say, like, my relationship to Pokemon changed after this generation.
I would almost agree. Like, it's definitely not exactly the same. I think more so the reason, though, isn't even just, like, the Pokemon issue. It's more of the it seems like deliberate choice they made in multiplayer in Sword and Shield, where the timer for Pokemon battles is maxed out at 20 minutes. Which is insane.
I feel more casual than I used to be, and I feel like I was kind of pushed that direction by, like, a number of decisions.
I think the decision that they made in Sword and Shield was more like, hey, this is the way we want you to play. And they essentially forced you into that. When Pokemon before, whether they intended it or not, you could play pretty much any way you wanted to play. That those choices got limited in Sword and Shield. I think timer is probably the bigger issue for me, because the thing I miss the most is being able to just do like 6-on-6. Sure, like the Pokemon missing, I think the only ones that I'm truly missing for competitive is like Gliscor right now. I can't think of another one that's missing that I'm like, man, that sucks that it's not here. Maybe Breloom, but the Poison Hill kid.
I miss Serperior. I really miss a contrary Serperior.
Well, yeah. I mean, sure. Starters too, right?
Obviously, yeah.
But like those are the ones that I miss. And I would love to be able to play 6v6 competitive, but they obviously shut that down, which is insane to me. Because it's insane to me, not even just because not because it shuts like me out, but because the entire game you go through, you have 6 Pokemon on your team, you're playing that. Let's imagine you're an actual kid and you want to like play a 6v6 match with your friend because these are the Pokemon you played the game through. Let's see who got the better team, right? So you go to do like a 6v6 battle with your friend. But I mean, even at that level, like just casually, like those matches can take more than 20 minutes. And I think it's nonsense that they put a timer on that at 20 minutes and there's no way to shut that off.
Yeah, I want to be a fly on the wall in whatever room that was decided. I don't understand the timer at all.
I think it was more of an oversight than a decision.
But if it's an oversight, why haven't they fixed it? It seems like it's something they could remove out of the game out of an update. So
no, they absolutely could. They could absolutely fix it by just making a rule set where you can just not have it.
It's a deliberate choice, then, is what that says.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll be really upset if BDSP has no timer.
That'll be interesting to see. That'll be very interesting.
That's my number one thing I want to see is if BDSP has a timer or not. If it doesn't, it looks like we're going to go back to Gen 4, boys.
Yeah, it's... Oh, I lost my trail. Never mind. That I can understand, like, being... Like, when they tried with... Gigamax, Dynamax, right? Pokemon. It's like at least they're like
Gigantamax is weird. Let's not even talk about that.
But the fact that it's bad, right? But it's something that they tried because they tried something new, right? They were trying to push the limit. That's how they get cool stuff done. So I can totally excuse them for having a new mode that just failed because it's not as exciting as the past one. Yeah. That's fine. But putting restrictions without any type of understanding as to the reason why, the timer thing, that's where I'm like, I don't understand why they did this, and it doesn't seem like it's a good idea.
My hope is that when Gen 9 comes out, it's resolved, but if it's not, I don't know what they're going to do about that. Yeah. It kills 6v6 play, which I know isn't their cup of tea, but even then, like, that's why a lot of people like their games, right? Like, it's a good portion of the community likes being able to do that stuff, but I guess at the end of the day, if they just care about the almighty dollar, what does it matter?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's so big that they just need to churn out titles every year, and it's more profitable that way.
I'm very curious to see the sales numbers of both BDSP and Legends Arceus. April 2022 is going to be like the enlightening time. That's going to tell us a lot, because if BDSP doesn't do well, it just kind of shows, like, because these are the first games that come out after Sword and Shield, and I have always held the position that a lot of the decisions Sword and Shield made aren't going to affect not going to affect Sword and Shield sales, because people are going to buy Sword and Shield because they're like, they don't follow the news cycles like we do, right?
It's like what's it like? It's like movies. Even if you have a really good sequel in a series, if the one before it was bad, it hurts the next one. Same for the one that comes after something really good. Because like the last experience was positive, they go buying the next one, whether it's good or bad. That's
what my concern is. I want to see what the sales numbers are to see how Swish might have changed that landscape. And maybe it didn't. Maybe like BDSP is going to sell like stupid numbers or something.
I suspect it will. Especially because it's the Christmas release,
I think it'll sell more than Let's Go Pikachu. That is my prediction.
That is probably true.
And I believe Legends Arceus will as well. But I'm curious to see if it does it if it's going to be like much higher, or if it's going to be like, oh, instead of selling 10 million units in the first month, we sold, like 11 million units in the first month.
Well, as I understand for Let's Go, the real problem was the sudden decline of sales. Because it started high, and then it just went down.
I mean, like, the number of people who bought the DLC was very high relative to the number of people who bought the game.
DLC adoption rate was stupid.
That's the word. Yeah, the adoption rate.
The adoption rate was stupid for the DLC. So I would definitely keep that in mind. I don't know. Like, I think it's definitely doable. I think there's a lot to be said and a lot to see. I want to know how a remake that is quote unquote faithful, that doesn't include modern Pokemon in quotes, or maybe it does. We don't actually know at this point how that does. I would love to see how it goes.
It can't be a complete remake either if you think about it, because remember on Gen 4, you could insert a Game Boy Advance into the DS, and that
I don't know how they're handling
that. How I'm very curious. Very curious.
I imagine they just added to like the wild areas, or something like that. I don't know. But on that note, I think this is a good place to stop. This was interesting. This is a good conversation. So we're gonna wrap it up here, and we're gonna go ahead and kick it on over to the Pokemon of the episode. We will catch you on the flip flop.
Poke of the episode.
and welcome to our Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 250.
Woo.
Ho-Oh, the rainbow Pokemon.
A legend says that its body glows in 7 colors. A rainbow is said to form behind it when it flies.
I really wish it was more rainbowy.
Same, but I like its color scheme.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm sorry from Ash.
From Ash, not from Thatch. I saw other Pokemon.
The first,
I saw other Pokemon beforehand.
yeah. No, I mean the first legendary that Ash saw.
Yeah, it is the first legendary in the first episode of the anime, in fact, yeah.
Gen 2 best Pokemon games because I quote that only because people are playing them wrong. That's an entire show in and of itself.
I mean, it is the only gen to give you 2 full regions.
Mm-hmm.
Your fate could never.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, it's just that everybody when they play them just tries to like blow through them, right? And that's not the intention, because the idea is like it's supposed to be like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Where you play it every day for a little bit. And so then you're supposed to backtrack a lot, which is why Johto is like so interconnected and you can backtrack very easily. And so that's why. And then you level up that way, as opposed to like just blowing through the game and complaining about the leveling. But either way, Ho-Oh is a very cool Pokemon. I always love them on VGC teams, which we have today, because he is just like, he's always like somewhat counter meta, and I really enjoy it. He's got a base HP of 106, a base attack of 130, which is pretty sizable, a base defense of 90, which for a legendary is kind of low, but it's fine. For a special attack of 110, it doesn't really need it, but whatever. Special defense of 150. Special defense of 154. That's always both Ho and Lugia have like massive special defense stats.
Yeah. Very specially defensive, yeah. Ho can make up for its defense with its signature move, which is nice.
Yes, it can. Also, it gets I believe its ability is I'm thinking multi-scale, but he gets regenerators, so like that's not bad.
Yeah, which is I mean, hello.
Yeah, obviously the thing you go for. So let's go ahead and get into it. We have a Ho-Oh with safety goggles, with the ability regenerator. He's got 220 HP, 164 attack, 124 defense. That spread is so that it can take a 2-hit. It's a 2-hit KO from a Zacian, which is like the number 1 legendary right now, to KO this Ho-Oh with Wild Charge. Yeah, so that means that you get to do that. The safety goggles are to prevent it from being affected by redirection from Rage Powder from either a Volcarona or an Amoonguss, which are the top partners for Zacian.
Right.
So you can actually just come in and just like Sacred Fire a Zacian in the face, because we have an Adamant Ho-Oh with Sacred Fire, Brave Bird, Protect, and Recover. So this is a bulky boy that isn't going down anytime soon.
Yeah, bulky boy.
And Volcarona can't burn it, so that's nice too.
Yeah, Volcarona doesn't do much to it either. So like this is just, it's like Ho-Oh is great. It's like always counter meta. It just does such a good job every single time it shows up. And I always love it. And I want to try to make it work. And this team looks very close to being something that I could run and have fun with. If you want me to stream something like this, just like Thatch laddering, just like say the word, guys, and we'll do it.
Snap his fingers.
All right, so the next Pokemon that pairs with it is Regieleki with a magnet, just so because Regieleki has like 2 types of moves it can use, electric and not electric, and it's got the Transistor ability, 252 special attack, 252 speed because you're gonna go fast with your timid nature, and he's got Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Electroweb, and Protect. It's a Regieleki doing Regieleki things, and also doing speed control with Electroweb.
Oh. Speaking of Pokemon that do its thing, we got a Rillaboom as the third part of this team with a Salt Vest attached to it, and the Grassy Surge as the ability. Its EV spreads is 252 HP, 108 in attack, and 148 in defense. So this is also a bulky guy, but a more physical bulky guy. It's adamant nature to give it extra oomph on its attack with Grassy Slide, high horsepower, U-turn, and fake out. Pretty much a
priority.
We love the fake out.
Yes, fake out's like an option. I mean, Rillaboom doing Rillaboom things.
It's so good in VGC, yeah.
Rillaboom's just good in general. It's even good in BSS. Like
it is, but fake out in particular is very VGC.
Grassy Glide is just the best move that Rillaboom could have ever gotten. It's insane that Rillaboom, I don't even know that Tapu Bulu got Grassy Glide added to its move pool. It probably did, but
I feel like it did.
It's nuts to me. We're going to double check this, but did Tapu Bulu get Grassy Glide? I don't know, because honestly, Rillaboom's just got a better spread. Let's find out. There's a lot of Pokemon that got Grassy Glide, and I regret to inform you that Tapu Bulu is not one of them.
Wow, fooled me. But that's easy.
Why did they not give it? Tapu Bulu getting like screwed over all the time. No play rough.
That's right. No play rough.
No Grassy Glide.
It's a hard knock life. Being quad weak to poison for
Yeah. Wow, Rillaboom. Or not Rillaboom. Wow, Tapu Bulu. You're just getting the shaft here, bud.
Yeah.
Feels Bulu, man, that's how he feels.
Feels Bulu.
Well,
I even think like even Tapu Koko got rising what is it called?
Volt.
Oh my gosh. What is it? Is that the new one?
I don't remember the name of it.
Rising. Rising. No, he didn't get it. It's fine. I'm okay. I feel better. He didn't get it. Yay. Good for us.
They're careful with the Bulus just because.
Or the Tapus?
Yeah.
The Tapus.
They're careful with the Tapus.
The Tapus were like nutsos back in the day, so I don't.
They got to be cautious with what they give them.
They were kind of bad in Gen 7. Like it's fine. They're better now.
Yeah.
We needed more fairies. You know.
We did need more fairies, but I think we just drank too much of the fairy juice in Gen 7. You know what I mean?
Yes. I'm not mad about it, but
going now to one of my favorite named Pokemons of all time. And I say this because the first time I saw the reveal of this Pokemon, I laughed and smiled for so long because I loved the name. And that's Crocodile.
One of the best names ever.
Crocodile, again, being Crocodile, pretty simple, template here. We got the choice scarf, with the Intimidate and an EV spread of 68 HP, 180 attack, 4 defense, 4 speed, and 250, special defense. I always do this. For defense.
It's confusing.
It is. And then 252 for speed. It's that D there. It's like, I know it's supposed to be for defense, but I just think of speed. With the jolly nature. It's, 4 attacks are, again, high horsepower, rock slide, darkest lariat, and close combat. I just found out that he learned darkest lariat. I did not know that.
He got that this gen because, darkest lariat was one of those TRs we talked about.
Gotcha. Okay.
The spread is super weird, but it lets it actually live a Grassy Glide from non-adamant Rillabooms. So, and the scarf lets it go faster than things that are really popular, like Zacian.
Okay.
So you can hit that with a high horsepower. And also lets it outspeed Calyrex Shadow Rider, which is also popular, and you can hit that with the Darkest Lariat.
So and that's definitely knocking it out.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that thing you like a light breeze that's dark type.
Yeah, you just have to get it in.
Like a light breeze. I mean, Ominous Wind used to be a move. I don't think it is anymore. So I think that would have knocked it out.
All right, let's talk about. We already talked about the Tapus, so naturally we have to switch it to the Ultra Beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got Nihiligo up in here, and it's living its best Meteor Beam life because we're running a Power Herb. Okay. Yeah, so we're just ready to have that Meteor Beam go off. We're running a Timid Nature, and this spread is going to get you the speed boost if you can get a kill. So we've got 172 special attack, 84 special defense, and full investment in speed, 252 with the Timid Nature. So obviously we're running the Meteor Beam to take advantage of that juicy Power Herb Meteor Beam moment. We also got the Sludge Bomb, Protect, and okay, here's what you weren't expecting. The speed boosting Nihiligo runs Trick Room. And speaking of something that could take advantage of that Trick Room, we have a Rockwooded to round up the team, because you need a bulky water, you know? It's got that wide guard because it's VGC, just to remind you.
Mm-hmm.
Sassy, so is thick. We got a 236 HP, 28 attack, and 244 special defense. Obviously Water Bubble. We got them Leftovers. And then to round out the rest of the set, we have Liquidation and Lunge and Protect.
I'm pleasantly surprised to see Arachnid as a Pokemon being used.
I mean, it's thick at what it's meant to take.
I always felt that this was one of the Gen 7 Pokemon that got the least recognition or hype. And
Oh, no.
No?
Well, it had no hype
good.
because it was like one of the 5 that weren't revealed
Right.
during the reveal cycle.
And when I saw it for the first time, I'm like, this is a really cool Pokemon, but I never really saw anyone use him. Now I'm pleasantly surprised to see him.
he's decent.
He's always had a place in the VGC when he's allowed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's got a decent like place in the meta. The typing's really decent. Because like there are fire types that join in more often than not, such as like Arcanine and stuff like that. And not to mention, with him being so bulky, he can actually get off some pretty big hits.
The thing is, people want Golisopod to be good, but
Yes.
Araquanid's actually the good bug water from
Okay.
that.
You are 100% correct.
Everyone wishes it was Golisopod, but it's actually Araquanid.
It is actually Arachnid, 100%. All right. So that is the team. We will give out Shiny Ho this week to the patrons, so definitely watch out for that.
Ooh, the
Ho-Oh.
shiny Ho-Oh. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
get that. Great color scheme.
He's actually got a good
Great
shiny.
shiny.
He's got a
Yeah,
good
it's
shiny.
beautiful. Like with the, yeah.
Yep. It is a great shiny. So I would definitely watch out for Shiny Ho-Oh on the Patreon this week. It's probably already up. I'm going to try to be better about getting it up like pretty much right after the episode. So definitely
I'm going to try to get it.
watch out for that. Yeah, make sure you get it. Make sure you get it, Jushiro.
Yes, I need to. I need to recollect everything.
All right. So we're going to kick things on over then to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
And welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where we read your emails on the show that you send in to us at puclpodcast@gmail.com. We typically have a question for you to answer. Last week we asked you, what's your favorite starter Pokemon and why? And boy, did you all reply.
Mhm.
But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and get our first question, or our first thing out of the way. If we read your email on the show and it sparks good discussion, we will all vote together to give you the Green Tauros badge, which gives you a shiny roll on the Discord. It actually gives you the badge next to your name now, which is actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they like updated Discord so you can like put little icons, so it's kind of cool. So you can have the little badge next to your name. So it's going to be really, really awesome to see that work out. But you can go ahead, do that. And that is brought to you by the energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hubs!
Well, without further ado then, let's get into these emails. Our first email this week is going to come to you from Mark Moreno.
And it says, what to do, PUCL crew? Rising chemist Mark here, writing in for the first time. I stumbled across a podcast a year ago with your fantastic retrospective on Mega Evolution. What better topic to start writing in than talk about my favorite starter? But first, a freebie Poke Quiz Pokedex entry. No points giving, of course. It states, its red and blue Pokedex entry states, a strange seed was planted on its back at birth. The plant sprouts and grows
Jeez.
with this Pokemon.
What could it be?
Who could it be? Who's that Pokemon?
Why can't we get that for our Pokedex question?
Right.
Thatch?
Okay, so I'm not in charge of selecting the questions, all right? The questions come from Liger. Ask Liger, okay?
Hey, Liger, can we get a Bulbasaur next time we're on?
Right.
To be fair, the Cottony was there at the end because Whimsicott was originally scheduled to be on the show. So
Ugh.
we do tailor it specific to the co-host.
I used to butt into debates between Charmander and Squirtle by saying how Bulbasaur can put poison, paralyze, sleep, and leech seed on the other two. It was my way of saying Bulbasaur can win with more strategies than brute force. The seed Pokemon also reminds me of my English Bulldog I had, despite knowing its design is more of a frog, but that both have similar posture. That's adorable. I just thinking about Bulldog dressed as Halloween, as Venusaur, and I a Bulbasaur or a Venusaur.
Oh my gosh. They should make like a doggy outfit where it's just the bulb as a sweater.
This has to exist, right? Like
that's such a good idea.
This has to exist,
right?
If it doesn't exist, we'll make it exist.
But they both have similar posture. My late dog name was named Lolito. I love that name. And so I always name my Bulbasaur Lolitosaur. Okay. Shut to the heart.
Oh, that's cute.
I can actually say that. Sorry, I can actually put an opinion on that my dog for the longest time is Yuki, and I've always named, since I've had Yuki, all my Jolteons Yuki. So yes. Anyway, continue on. The consistency of Bulbasaur design is also a win. Sometimes I feel it's not a present in some starters lately. Ivysaur is in the rare second stage evolution that does not look awkward. That is true. I've met many Ivysaur fans instead of just Venusaurs.
I think of all middle stage evolutions, like the best ones are the starter ones.
Yeah. And Venusaur is an absolute beast. The Mega and G-Mega forms were designed very well, and how they immensely emphasize the growth on its back. Its portrayal in the anime gave me the personality to imagine what life would be like if I had a Bulbasaur by my side. And lastly, the number 1 in the national decks, which is very special. I even brought my Bulbasaur plush to university. The plush was given as a gift from a girl asking me to the Sadie Hawkins dance our freshman year of high school. That's a really cool memory. Very cool. Summary, I think Bulbasaur is a solid starter in both design and gameplay. Thanks for reading my email. Looking forward to becoming a regular in the mailbag. Rising Chemist Mark signing off. P.S. I totally forgot the title of this email subject. The proofread it and send it immediately. How about starter story? First time writing in.
Wonderful. We appreciate it.
Love it.
Thank you, Mark.
Bulbasaur is that one because it's the first dual type starter, and I think that's very iconic of it as well.
It was the only one for a very long time.
For a long time.
I think until Rowlet. It was the first one.
It was until Rowlet. And that's very iconic of it. Get it, Bulbasaur. You're a trailblazer.
I think it was because back in Gen 1, they legitimately were just like, yeah, all grass types are poison types, right?
Yes.
Except Tangela.
Except Tangela. Except Tangela. And I think Executor got Psychic, and then...
Yeah, it has Psychic.
But I think of all the grass type Pokemon in Gen 1, most of them are grass poison.
If you look at the entire list of all grass poison type, the majority are Gen 1. There's like the Badoo line and the Amoonguss line. Yeah. And it's Gen 1 city over there. Well,
they're just like, yeah, it already happened. To the point that they're just like, how about Gloom just drops it when it evolves into Blossom? What if we just don't have that? That would be cool. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, I guess to be fair, there weren't that many grass type Pokemon in Gen 1, but there's a lot of them that were just straight up grass poison. Because it was Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Gloom, Bellsprout line, and Executor. And that's it. That's just it. Plus Tangela. Yeah, all right. Moving on, though. Next email.
All right. This is from Amanda. Yeah. Hello, PUCL crew. First time emailer, but I started listening during the lead up to Sword and Shield, and don't worry, Thatch, I haven't gone back and listened to the old episodes.
You're my favorite person.
Being an adult is too busy, and I ain't got time for that. Relatable, girl. Anyway, as far as starter Pokemon and rarity goes, I always figured it was that way to make your starter Pokemon feel more special since they are so rare, at least in the fact that they cannot be obtained anywhere in the wild. It created more of a bond to that particular Pokemon in your party. As for the mailbag question, I would have to go with Bulbasaur.
Oh, I do, yeah.
Bulbasaur is cute, though.
He's adorable.
I mean, all of the Gen 1 starters really have great designs. They really knocked it out.
Well, obviously, I think most starters have great designs in general, just because, I mean, especially the base forms, because those are the marketing Pokemon, right? They got to put a lot of time into that.
Yeah, I just feel I don't know. I was disappointed by Gen 2 after Gen 1, personally.
Gen 2, if you just look at the, baby designs, Stage 1 designs, or basic Pokemon designs.
There is a theme where they kind of lose their, some starters do lose their, shininess when they grow up. And they're no longer that cool.
Tepig.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Tepig, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I like Embor. He's kind of cool. But I was thinking more in the light of, like, Pokemon that evolve, and there's, like, Oshawott evolution, Samurott.
That's a good choice, too.
Yeah, it's weird.
I would agree with that.
All right, let's see here. Grass was my favorite type growing up, and Bulbasaur is just so dang adorable. I had a really good plush of him when I was younger, too, so he could go on real-life adventures with me. Lastly, and this was actually from the last show Thatch was gone for.
I like we had to make that up.
Old. Thanks for making me feel old with where everything's made up and the points don't matter comments. I really have to wonder how many people listening have watched Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah, that's going to make me feel old too, so let's just move right on.
Okay, to be fair, they did relaunch Whose Line Is It Anyway for a very short time.
With Aisha Tyler, and it was fabulous because I love her, and it was good.
It was actually pretty good.
But even with that, these kids today don't know, okay? You gonna feel like an old... we ain't got time for it.
That came out like when people stopped watching TV.
Yeah, like what is... Anyway, you know. Signing off for now, Amanda. Good one, Amanda.
Thanks,
Love
Amanda.
It. Great emails. Everyone, thanks for writing in.
Well, we did like sift through, I think, something like 10 emails.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, but it's like Amanda said. Ain't nobody got time for
this
that.
This podcast is already long enough.
I will probably go ahead and
enjoy it if you had to listen to 10 emails. We'll put it that way.
I've done a show with 14 once, and it's pretty bad. So what we're going to do is the other 7 we're going to do an extended mailbag. We have to. I'm probably going to do it before the show comes out. But all right. So this one's going to come to you from Boerky. Howdy, Puckle hosts. My side of the world is not known for spice, so my true roots, this e-dish will lack any semblance of a spicy pick. But the kitchens of this region have a secret ingredient that is heaped into every dish. That ingredient is salt. It adds flavor to the primary ingredient, enhances the power of minor flavor notes, and often means the difference between memorable feast and standard grub.
Oh my god.
Cyndaquil is my favorite starter Pokemon because the recipe for a memorable experience requires salt. I knew coming into Gen 2 that fire Pokemon came at a premium, so I happily grabbed a Cyndaquil. I figured that a minor annoyance early would lay groundwork for an easy time after. But then Whitney's Miltank rolled out to thwart my plans, leading to the first...
It's always that Miltank.
leading to the first battling puzzle I had to solve in a Pokemon game. The salt initially led me to turning off the game in disgust, having a plan go memorably wrong to a starter that holds a place above all others for me. I believe this reasoning is why most common battles people reminisce about on Discord had things go terribly wrong or took extreme amounts of time and angering significant others. A little salt goes a long way to make a memorable meal.
I have to say.
With that, I would like to end this with a haiku. You like Pokemon?
Oh, no.
Then pucklediscord.com is where you should go. Boer.
That was fantastic. Oh my god, all these great emails today.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, can we just give them all the badge? Can we just be like over this
good.
week?
They were all very good this week.
Yeah, I really love them all.
In that case, then, you know what? We're going to go ahead and just give all 3 of them the Green Tauros badge.
Let's encourage this type of quality of email to keep coming.
These are great. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Everybody gets the Green Tauros badge. You get the Green Tauros badge. You get the Green Tauros badge.
By the way, just because
so please just let us know on Discord.
Just because it's the topic of the mailbag, Sublime, what's your favorite starter?
Do you not know that answer?
Let's assume we have first-time listeners.
I have 3 plushes in my office, all Snivy.
I know it's
now.
Snivy.
I have Snivy right next to me as we speak. Yeah, if you didn't know, now you know.
My favorite starter is Squirtle.
I got Totodile.
Good
like
choice.
on lockdown, so we're good.
You do. You got that for alligator.
That's my brand now. Okay,
it's your brand.
It's my brand. Totodile.
And you know what's so great? Both for Alligator and Superior, they weren't in other Pokemon games, but they are in new Pokemon Snap. So how about that?
They are.
How about that?
It's true.
Superior's all over the place.
To be fair, I feel bad for you because I think Totodile is going to be back in BDSP.
Yeah, you know, it's fine. It's fine. My time will come.
It'll be fine. All right. So on that note, if you want to hang out with us more and you want to chat, just talk Pokemon, hang out, play Pokemon, all those wonderful things, you can go to pucldiscord.com. You can, of course, follow us on social media over on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Tumblr. You can also go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/PuCL and you could go over to our Twitch at twitch.tv/ThePuCL where I try to stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe not Thursday this week because I think I have to record the podcast on Thursday this week, depending on who the co-hosts are, because I will not be here during our normal recording time.
But I'll be here next week, so we'll figure it out.
I'll be on an airplane.
So would I, actually.
So I will not be able to do that. But we will be recording the show. So if you want to send your emails in early for next week, do that at puclpodcast@gmail.com, letting us know whether or not you're going to buy BDSP. Also, if you want to help out the show, you can do so by dropping a Twitch Prime subscription or going over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PucLpodcast. At $850 a month, when we hit that goal, we're actually going to make physical green Tauros badges and send them out to everybody at the $10 plus tier.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're pretty close. We're not too far away. And then we can also go ahead and at $800, I think we're just going to start doing giveaways for the community. So, and I'll let them know this is sponsored by the patrons. You can become famous on the PUCL Discord for whatever that's worth.
Y'all the real MVPs.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, it helps us do everything that makes us do high quality stuff on the show and content wise. So I really do appreciate it. So any help you can do, we appreciate it. If not, don't worry about it. Keep listening to the show. Just keep hanging out. That's the number one thing we want you all to do.
Stay family.
Yes, absolutely. On that note, I have been Trainer Thatch.
Some say I've been Jushiro.
And I continue to be Sublime.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.